And welcome to the VHEL. This is week 3 of the Fortnite squad, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Kenzo SSW, going by myself tonight. It is a solo cast as always, but we are indeed live. We are back with week 3. Our players are ready to go, and we are already off to a good start. Klinky gets knocked down by Dead Soul, and Dead Soul is going to get the first elimination of the match as Chimp Nuggy going to take out another player. And ladies and gentlemen, last week it was exciting to see the teams go at it. Let's see what things change as we head into week 3, as we have I Love Gloras ready to set to go. See, he is dropping in already as we take a look at the map. Lots of players spaced out. Lots of players already trying to get the foot and try to get their sets to go. And we see the Sweat already in some trouble, and he's going to get taken down by VH Henderson. VH Henderson rocking with the dual pumps, the little Uzi, I think that is supposed to, yeah, that is the wingsuit. My apologies. And he's got a slurp, but he is going to get eliminated. Oh my goodness. Could not escape Icy Tortoise. And let me tell you, folks, some of these players have been absolutely playing their minds. We have seen Snake and his teammates also just kind of run away with this one. The two top teams are going to have targets on their back. Taking a look at the map again, ladies and gentlemen. These two teammates are spread apart. Not a lot of action going on so far. If you take a look at Sonic King 9908, along with his teammates Super Slayer, DTR, and Clixie, already looking to make a stance. Now, the thing with squads, you also have to be very careful of what is happening. You have to make sure your callouts are very much on point. We've seen that very well in the past. We've also seen players get a little gritty as Sonic King's going to take a bit of the damage. Going to go through the air just a little bit, but he takes some hefty damage into the air. He's got to land just a bit in the time. Oh, but he's going to get knocked down. Very unfortunate. That was Chimp Nuggy who managed to get it over to DTR. He's taking a bit of damage down to 32 health. Gonna pop that mini shield, but it's not gonna matter. It's down to 5, but there's Dead Soul with the kill. And there's a team wipe for you there. My goodness, it's already down to 65 players left. 19 teams are unavailable right now. Not a lot of players still left, but it can change in the nick of time. Over to QT Link with his teammates Kenshirose and Omni. The team that should be should be on the lookout. This team is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. And there is Link. Oh, what a knockdown, but he's going to get targeted, going to pop that wall. It gets destroyed. Looking over to Omni. Omni is also a very key player that we have seen so far in the upcoming weeks. He has been very much the guy that a lot of teams really need to look out for. And speaking of looking out for, they're going to get a 1v3, but it's not going to matter. The teammates clutch up in the nick of time. Ami with the knockdown as he is going to get that res over to his teammate. They do have everything going, but wait a minute, there's SBO Hugo coming in, and the staircase does pay out. Ami just gets in the nick of time, but Ami is going to get eliminated, and so is Kenshirose, and the Powerhouse team goes down. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the power of balance. The shifting power seems to change. Now the question is, who is going to take the first game in this series? Taking a look at the map, Go Fishy also in some trouble, and he's going to be eliminated. Lots of teams rocking either with shield or with no shield. And speaking of players being knocked down, there is Mr. Sparkles in trouble. And I'm the Fox rushing away, trying to rotate out. As you can see, that Storm very, very large and big. This is the thing that we also see a lot from these players. These players love to just kind of hang out, and you can do that in the early hours of the match. You can kind of just hang out near the Storm. The Storm does not do a lot of damage, but over time, you do want to move forward as that Storm does a hefty amount of damage, but it can pay out in the favor. Now over to Shadow Shark. Teammates Jason and R8ers. We also seen R8ers in the past before. Not a lot of success going on, but he has made the final circle in a couple of games that we have seen him before. Shadow Shark looking to get a bit of the higher ground. That's another thing we also see is a lot of players like to get the high ground, like to survey their surroundings, but they can also be picked off, which is something you also have to worry about. Storm is a bit shrinking as we're down to 59 players, 17 teams remaining in this match. Not a lot of action, still stalemate going on between the teammate right now as Shadow Shark and his teammates also going to fly through the air. There's a couple of knockdowns as we see them just kind of rotate out for a bit, maybe get some materials as they have everything going for right there. Shadow Shark, and with the shotgun, he's got a great SMG, so that might help him out in towards the little bit. Or excuse me, that's a great SMG. My apologies. We head over to Dom Tiger and his teammate, Icy Tortoise, Jax, and Angel Vibes. Jax is another player that we've seen has been pretty much playing well. As we see a bit of engagement, trying to go over to stride him. Can he get him down? No. But they do to get the kill. His teammates does come in the nick of time. Teammates always helping out. You love to see it. Over the back with Coffee. We saw him last week kind of come up short, but in this series, he might have something to prove. If he can get the win, that will be the question as we Red Ace, got eliminated. That was pretty quick. Didn't see that happening. As more of a engagement fight, Gamer Princess in trouble, gets the knockdown. As I think, that was Sutton, and Sutton is going to get eliminated. Ashton coming in the nick of time. Ooh, kind of getting bailed up by your teammate. Love to see that. You also kind of got lucky there. That was a quick series of events. Over to Riker Viper, his teammates Eagle Deal and Lace. Eagle Deal, again, also another player that we have seen as Eagle Deal pops that full pot. And he also has the chug jug, so he has a lot of health. He can just sit and wait. Over to Cool Boy, takes the shotgun to the face, and there's the knockdown, and Cool Boy is gonna get eliminated. The assist coming from Eagle Deal and Riker Viper. They played it so well, just hovering around, hovering around that hole there. The drop down area paid off. Over to our airs. Hanging around that cliff, that little mountainside, just surveying the field, but Rod's going to take a couple of shots and a couple of damage, kind of box himself in. Over to Jason as Shadow Shark. Looks to just play, but he's going to get the damage. Down to 17 shield. Going to use that slurp shield to regain that. Kind of figured, doesn't want to waste his mini pot so early. Wants to save them for the potential final circle, final fight. That is a good idea. As R.A.ers tries to knock down that bit of what? Yes, he does. Takes down the bit of the tower. Gotta fire a bit off the warning shots. Aims for Lays. Can he get some? No. But he is in the storm. He gets out of it. Gonna go with a bit of a pressure. Down to 32 shield. But Lace is going to just escape in the nick of time. R.A.ers, I think he's going for pressure. Yes, he is. Can he take a bit of the shield? No, he can't. Cannot get it. He's gonna pop that mini pot just in the nick of time. And he is going to use his... Looks to be a bit of a trampoline. Yes, it is. And over to ours. He is still surveying his shot. He's going to take a bit of damage just trying to get away from the action. He will in the nick of time. Kind of box himself in just for the little bit. His teammates coming rushing over just to help him out. Once again, going to pop that mini pop. You can see Jason and Shadow Shark also having a bit of... full shields. We take a little over the kill feed. Optimus is going to get a kill over to at least a couple people, so that is a bit of good as it's down to 38 pairs. Everyone said, I have 30 PR. This is the team that needs to be very careful. We saw last time they got the win over in week 2, heading over to week 3. They are usually the heavy favorite coming into this game. And I have 30 PR down to 26 shield over to Fizz. Fizz going to try and box himself in just for the little bit. Snake, the man that has been so good in these last moments, these last 2 weeks. He has been the guy that everybody just cannot seem to read as Fizz to try to make a bit of the pressure, but he can't find anything. Looks to just knock a bit of the structure away as he regroups with his teammates. Once again, back to Snake. Snake maybe surveying the field as I have 30 PR. They're surveying that drop-down zone as they all pop their wingsuit. This is very dangerous. That wingsuit, while useful, does leave you a bit of vulnerable, as we see Eagle Dill gets the kill on Ilo Guaras. Down to 35, down to 12 teams. Back to Snake. Snake with a bit of engagement, but he can't find anything. Gonna box himself. Gonna shoot over to the right. He's gonna look over to Gunner. Gunner just hiding behind that rock. And Snake once again, can he fly to the air? No, Pearl's gonna get in the nick of time. Just saves it. Snake just taking out all newcomers as he goes on his 36 blue. Is what he has. Snake just surveying so much of his field. Just kind of a bit of the pressure. Him and I3PR applying great pressure, trying to play aggressive, trying to go for the kill, but they don't want to be too greedy. But the question is, who the heck they target on their back, as they are the heavy favorite in this team. We already saw one team get eliminated. Snake probably going to be the target, as Pro, he gets a knockdown. My goodness, and there is Snake. Where's Line Elimination? I have 30 PR very on the tippy toes, trying to play a bit more aggressive, but here comes his teammates coming in the nick of time like Superman. Just playing very well. I have 30 PR. He needs so much of the points, and there is Snake just with the teammate clutch. You love to see that he dropped down those pots, those mini pots, and that shield just to help his teammates. And there is Snake with the kill over to Optimus. Down to 35 players we go. That was essentially play from Snake and his teammates. Just a great play over to Gunner. Gunner down to just 3 health. Looks like he might have a bit of a shield. Yes, he does. He has the med kit. Just trying to regain. He is all by himself, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have to pretty much clutch up this whole thing if he wants to win. Remember, we have a player in the storm. It's eSporters. That's not going to do him well any much. We have a bit of engagement over between just so much, and back over to R-Haters and his teammate. They're surveying the field with a nice staircase. This is pretty much where you start to see players kind of slowly get the feel for each other. The teammates correlating, the communication. Because early on, you do see a bit of the fast-paced fire action, teams dropping left and right, but as the game goes on, teammates just kind of surveying their field, just a bit of playing, figuring out what can they do. As Jason and his teammates just kind of surveying Storm, closing in on it. They're right in there, so they do have a bit of a spot, but as we see teams now rushing towards that Storm circle is closing. Able Matter Gaming is not going to get there. He goes down. So does Pookie Kookie, as well as Jason engages with the firefight. They're rushing towards back. Jason pops that wingsuit, gonna fly through the air, just trying to regroup with his teammate. He sees Shadow Shark, and he sees another player possibly trying to regroup themselves. Yes, they will. Equally scary situation for them. As Jason feels like he has something. He has a bit of an opponent. Has NoFan, but NoFan's going to box himself in. What an expert gamers. He gets 2v1. That is no dice for him. And there he goes, down to 11 teams. The thread is thinning. The herd is getting smaller as that circle also goes smaller. You can just see Zaber, Zulu King, Snake, and I have 30 PR just chilling in that area as Shadow Shark is going to get the knockdown to No Family, and he's going to get the elimination. And it seems like R-Raiders and Shadow Shark want this just as any more, but they do have hefty competition coming in their favor. Over to G1. Also another player. We've seen lots of these players. You notice it's the namesayers. The recurring players that you always see just making their mark, making their waves in towards this series. Over to Beakster, back to Snake. Snake is obviously gonna pop that he's gonna pop the full shield there, excuse me. As he's gonna use the wingsuit, kind of gain some more traction as he heads over to his teammates. And then you can just see, Snake, he's a pretty good player. I will take that. As soon as I was saying that, he takes a bit of damage. His Lace also takes a bit of damage. Eagle Dill also flying just right beside him. There's 34 for a shield. Snake down to 28 shields. Going to use the mini pots once again to get himself back to 50. Over to Zulu King. Zulu King just surveying. kind of wants to play it a bit safe, doesn't want to get too aggressive. Pops the little mini window. See what he can just do in the next time. He is rocking about 1 elimination. Snake with the most 8 so far as we now head to 9 teams left. The final 10 teams. Who wants it more? Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to find out. We're still live. As we can just see the thread is thinning out. Over back to G1 just for a little bit. He's got to play it carefully just for a bit. Anything can go wrong. Speaking of going wrong, he takes a bit of damage. Back down to 86 health. Pops the full pot. And now it's back to roughly 81 shield. Just playing a bit safe. Using the SMG. He has Gunner in his sights, but can't land his shots. G1 still trying to just make a big play. But you can just see he's waiting his time, just waiting for someone to pop their head out and make a mistake. That's what it's about, is taking chances of your opportunities. When you have the moment, you can just see his teammate, maybe the communication, seeing what they can. Lots of these teammates, as that storm circle is closing once again. Now the question is, do these teams want to stay put where they are, or they want to push? You just saw the communication as G1 can't land his shots. He tries to go for those. People's just trying to get them out of the sky, but he is not going to land it. But he will land that shot. He gets 21, but he himself takes a bit of damage. G1 just a bit in the nick of time. He does have shield and medkit, and now they themselves are going to use the wingsuit, and this is where things can just get crazy. Lots of teams coming into the circle, down to 8 teams themselves. Timmy says, also another great player. You can just see, this team, they haven't lost anybody. As you can see, Snake just trying to send off some warning shots. Jason and Fizz would knockdowns themselves down to 16. 18 players left. Snake, oh, he was desperately almost got taking his head just clean off, but he pops his last full pot down to minis himself, but he's going to sacrifice them and send it over to his teammate. I have 30 PR, just has no health. It's going to be down to Snake if they want to clutch him. He is requesting some material himself, but his teammates are nowhere to be found, in fact. So he's going to have to do it himself, trying to get out a couple shots, try to break that box, but just can't find anything going. He's going to regroup with his teammate, gets an AR. Mindful of the scope, and you can just see Icy Tortoise, and just kind of chilling a little bit. Now they're going to use the wingsuits a bit, maybe kind of scared the little patient. Oh, but that might have cost him! That might have cost him over the Dom Tiger, trying to get off the Eagle 2, but Eagle 2 is going to get out in the nick of time. Jax boxes himself, back to Icy Tortoise. Oh, Angel Vibes, it just get knocked down, and there goes Angel Vibes. Dom Tiger also in trouble, down to maybe say about 75% health of left. Icy Tortoise maybe has it, but can he do it? Oh, Jax is going to get a nick of time. They're trading shields back and forth. It's down to the final 4 teams. 13 players left. Now they're playing just a bit of the nick of time. Dom Tiger just got in the nick of time, but he has no shield. He just has health. What can they do? Icy Tortoise just tries to get it. Oh, but Icy Tortoise in trouble. Mr. Beaster. Beaster, there goes Icy Tortoise. Icy Tortoise knocked down. There he goes. It's down to Jax. Jax is going to use the last bit of his shield to kind of get it on there. But he's getting met by Lace. And there goes it. Lace with the kill. Oh, my goodness. Down to 3 teams left. Timmy says, just doing what he can. 7 players left. He's running out of the time, just trying to regroup with his teammate, The Storm, just closing in on them, popping what they can. Snake trying to fight them off. Can he do it himself? We have seen him do it before. Can he clutch up in this moment? He's looking for teammates, looking for some materials. I have 30 PR also helping out every player. Just trying to make a play. They do have the high ground. This is what I was talking about. They have the high ground. They always do this in the nick of time. They just get the high ground. A lot of teammates can't find it out. They're pressuring Lace. Lace just trying to box himself in, doing what he can in this final circle. Has 33 health left. He can take a bit more. Tricks just in trouble. Tricks goes down with the knock. Snake just clutching up once again. Lace all by himself. Fizz just getting materials. This is close, ladies and gentlemen. Down to 6 players. Timmy is in do or die. He's all by himself, ladies and gentlemen. Back to I have 30 PR. 30 PR is gonna get it. Lace with the kill. Down to 2 teams. It's all down to who's gonna want it. 4 players left. Down to 2 teams. It's all up to Lace. Lace in a nigga trouble. Lace is trying to escape. Lace is so close. He's down to health. He's boxing himself in, but it's not going to matter. Snake and his team take the first game. They do it again, ladies and gentlemen. Back-to-back champs. My goodness, what an exciting first game, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it was all Snake and his teammates. They do this every time, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta give credit to other teams as well, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, an exciting first game, ladies and gentlemen, but we have more coming up. You're watching VHEL, ladies and gentlemen. Don't stay tuned. We'll be right back with more right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the VHEL. This is game 2 of our week 3 Fortnite squads matchup. We are back once again. Hope you enjoyed that break. If you're just tuning in with us, let's give you just a full recap. In the first game, Snake and his team got the dub as usual. Back-to-back champs looking to go for a third straight time, ladies and gentlemen. They're going for 3 for 3. They're looking to try to 3P, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs, who did not 3P. However, no more sports references for now. We are all ready and set to go for our game 2 matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And it's looking like so far just a bit of a stalemate. You usually see teams dropping in left and right. As we see for the first time ever, T_OOG seeing how his team stacks up. And speaking of people dropping like flies, I have 30 PR in trouble. That was the team that we have seen get the dub last time. They are in trouble, however. They're looking to make a bit of a play. As you see, Double G just kind of survey the field, pop off a couple warning shots. And we are seeing teams drop like flies. Sonic King goes down thanks to Lace. Lace rocking with about 50 shield. Him and his teammate also just trying to get stuff going over to Quickie. Just passes over the nick of time. He's in trouble just for a little bit. Gets hit with that shotgun. Quickie just trying to do himself, but 28 to the face. And there goes Quickie back over to Eagle Dude. Eagle just trying to break down the wall like Chris Jericho. His teammate might be in a bit of trouble. Excuse me, that might be an enemy player. Eagle Dude just gets popped with a shield. But he's going to use his shield, luckily enough, as we see Lace just gets knocked down. Flying right back, Eagle Dude also in trouble, but he's going to box himself in the nick of time. He's got no shield, but he's being pressured. Can he get out of there? The pressure from Twitch. Zazro not going to pay off. Eagle Dude also in a bit of trouble. But with the help of his teammates and the shield popping in, the health regen coming in quickly, he just gets out of there down to 19 players, 19 teams, 63 players left as we hit over to Riker. Eagle Deal also in trouble, and there goes Eagle Deal. Eagle Deal just eliminated. It's down to Riker, Viper, and Lace. Lace just trying to get himself some shield. As we look at the map once again, just very poor performance so far, but they do have a chance to make it up next week. However, we're talking about this week right now. We have over to Poro Jr. Very unfortunate in the last game. They did not get the dub. However, they do have a chance to make it up as Pro slides down there. With a smart play, using the bit of the momentum, just kind of bracing himself just a little bit as he heads over with his teammates. He's got the stealth shield, so he has a bit of chance just kind of conceal himself, bossing himself in just for a little bit. His team just hanging out in the underground bunker. Rocking with a gold AR. See lots of his teammates just hanging out just for a little bit, kind of getting the feel of the map, seeing what they can do. Lots of these teammates and lots of these teams just seeing if they can just get away with a lot of stuff. This is why the early games are just so quick and fast paced, because you see if a lot of players just drop like flies. They kind of just, get the quick eliminations out before the stalemate happens and teams just start to spread thin. Oro Jr. just making a play as the storm starts to shrink. We can see some players already in the storm, and this is the thing. Early on in the game, you do see players kind of hang around in the storm, don't take a minute of damage. That's because the storm does not do that much damage early on in the game. However, when the game starts to get hectic and that storm closes in, it does a lot more damage. As we see Go Fishy just kind of box himself in just for a little bit. He's in a bit of trouble. His teammates just kind of a bit far away from him, but he's got the 87, got a bit of damage, but he's going to back out just for a little bit, back down to 47 health. as Esports also in trouble. Go Fishy takes a bit more damage. Down goes Esports. It's a 2v3. There goes User. It's a 2v2 situation right now for Go Fishy and his team, but there's the knockdown, and Top Lemon is going to finish him off with so much ease. Down to Octotorpus again. Can he do it himself? He's going to have to 1v3 it all to clutch it up as he just gets in the nick of time, searches for some ammo, uses the Crash Pass to help him out and get him some momentum. Heads over to where Eagle Dill is, but he doesn't know he's there. He's going to have to play so much carefully. He's all by himself. One mistake could spell disaster for him. He's hanging out just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Fizz and his team just hanging around with the Storm. Do they have the health to tank it all? The defending champs of Game 1 already look a bit of trouble. Fizz, he does have the Storm Shield. I'm sorry, he does have the health to just kind of take it and gain some health. He does have a wingsuit. He does get that slurp juice. Oh, talk about luck, ladies and gentlemen, as he pops some more of his medkit. That is the last of it. He's just hanging around in there. Both him and his team are, as we see Riker Viper also go down. So now we're down to 62 players. No squad wipe just yet. Fish just hanging around, takes some shots off of Lace. Lace is all by himself, boxes in for a moment. As Fizz slowly regains his health. Just trying to get a better view so he can get a shot. Goes up into the air. He's going to chase after Lay for just a minute. Will it pay off? We have to see. As he gains some materials. He's got 500 bricks. As we look over to the map once again, we see a player just rotating out. Just trying to get out of his way. Twitch. Oh, it's Zeffy for just a little bit. Can he get at the time? He's going to build a wall for himself. But he does engage in a little bit. Oh, takes down one body. He does do a bit of damage. Ami into trouble. Ami is going to get eliminated. But Zeffy is also going to take some damage. The exchange so far between him and I think that's Kenshi Rose. Kenshi Rose also goes down. See over Bren Boy as Zastro falls behind his teammate. Oh, but there goes Lynx down to 51 players left to 16 teams. ZE1 with the clutch plays coming in, and now Brennan Boy is going to rev his teammate just for the little bit, acquiring a bit of materials. As that Storm Circle just closing up, you see lots of teammates just kind of hanging around the Storm. Meanwhile, it's back with Coffee. He's not doing so high. His teammates already down. Down goes Gamer Princess. Able Matter Gaming is the last. It's him and Able Matter Gaming. Excuse me. They're the last two teammates of the Fluff. They're just outside the Storm. They're gonna ride that balloon. I don't think that's a good idea, but we have seen them all. Oh, excuse me. Was that Fizz that might have go down? Yes, it was. It's Funklington with the kill. Down with Flaith and Funklington. Can they do R? I have 30 PR. Also in trouble. Saber Zulu King also goes down. It's down to I have 30 PR. Can he get on negative time? Oh, there's a shot from. I think that was I have 30 PR. Yes, it was. Funklington trying to regain all he can. They are trying to get the defending champs out of there. It's all that I have 30 PR. Boxes himself in. Trying to get out of there. Takes a shot. Oh, but there's I have 30 PR. And there he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is the defending champs eliminated. No back-to-back run for them. No 3-peat is going to happen for them. Such a heartbreaker. You hate to see the defending champs go down, but it does bring more chances for the other teams to make their shine. Here's Brennan Boy along with his teammates. Zastro, Yurk, and Zeffy also trying to make a play as Brennan Boy hits a couple shots at Shannon as Shadow Shark, but Shark is going to just get out of there as he surveys that window, tries to pop himself up and over. Tries to go back to Able Body Gaming just for a bit moment. Or maybe he thought about it. Oh, they're going to res their teammate. Oh, that might be a smart idea. Kind of res your teammate. I see what they're doing. Maybe get their reboot cards just for a little bit. As Astro's in a bit of trouble. As Astro gets knocked down. He gets knocked down, and there he goes. It's down to Zeffy and Brennan Boy. themselves as we see Idaho and I believe that was another player that also got eliminated. Back to Jason, Artist, and Shadow Shark. This was the team that was so close to winning last time, but did not make it out of the final 10 players. As Jason pops the last bit of his full shield, he's got medkits, but he does get a mini shield to help him out. Damaging that wall, just trying to buy his teammates some time. Can they get it off? Yes, and Zerg, it's back in the action. Able to just get his Revo card in the nick of time. Not what these players wanted in mind. Down to 14 teams, 40 players left. Shadow Shark in trouble, and Shadow Shark is gonna get eliminated as the storm slowly surges in. Art just gets out in the nick of time. It's down to R-Raiders and Jason. Can they clutch it up? They will have to see as players start to drop like flies. Down to 37 players, still 14 teams left. Irons is gonna look like he was waiting for a teammate, but he has no teammate in the nick of time. As we see, Timmy says he was so close last time to winning it all, but he just got outnumbered. As we see him slowly work his way, get some materials, trying to stack himself up for the time being. As we see, Timmy says and his team, he's looking to redo himself. He has a chance now that the defending champs are out of the picture. Creates a huge power struggle, huge power dynamic to see who is going to take game 2 this time around. He's just falling from materials at this point. Always a good idea to stack up for the end game. His team also probably doing the same thing as well. As we just see so much of a stalemate. They're in Battle Boulevard in that POI. But so far, no engagements. Timmy says trying out just regroup with his teammate just for a little bit, just farming what he can. Just has a bit of left. It's Rice Karma also just rotates out of there, kind of leaving his team besides there as Idaho and R-Raiders engaged in a bit of a stalemate. Idaho just able to get off that shield just for a little bit, able to knock away R-Raiders' platform just for a bit, but R-Raiders returns fire. Just chipping away at that shield. Idaho! Looks like R8 was getting third party just for a bit. R8 surveys his field. Kind of heads out. We see Catboy. Pops the wingsuit. Takes so much damage. Gonna get a nigga time. But R8 is once again gonna get that third party. Gotta be aware of what you can. He does pop his mini shield, so he's back to 50% of his shield. You see, we head over to Rogue Master Grogu. This is the first time we've seen Riv Dog, Raptor, and Nighttime Day. They've also been a bit of a stalemate, a bit of a power players in this tournament. In this weekly series, as they haven't had much success trying to clutch up in a couple of moments. But we have seen them play a bit better, a bit stale. They hang out in a bit of the house, just kind of survey the field, see what they can. Nobody has any bit of kills, as it's just down to Grogu and Rivdog. And Rivdog, he's played so well. It's going to be Rivdog who has the percentage, has the bit of everything he can. But they do have chance to make up for it in game 2, as we're down to 11 teams, close to 10 teams. This is where you start to see a bit of the risk versus reward, as do I want to push? Do I want to just maybe push and get that kill and get that team eliminated and risk myself being exposed, or do I want to play it safe? That is the question. As that storm circles right around, as Grogu pops a bit of his med kit, just using whatever he can. As Rifdog's going to get a knockdown for a little bit. So if you not see, that's down to 10 teams left. Ladies and gentlemen, the final 10 teams. Who wants it more? We have to see as Rifdog fires off the user. He gets the knockdown. Just gets the knockdown, but he's going to back off. Not play as gritty as we have seen before. Lots of his teammates just hanging around outside the storm circle. Let's go. Fitchy just tries to help his teammate out. He's looking for so many materials, but as soon as it's going to be down to him. As Go Fishy just gets absolutely blasted by Catboy, and he's going to get eliminated. It's now down to Esports if user does not get the time, but he's not going to have anyone to help him. His teammate Esports is all by the other side of the map. His teammate is just offside. I think that's going to spell the end of this team. If they can, and yes, it will. Icy Tortoise is going to finish him off, and we are now down to 9 teams. Head over to eSporters. He's been playing all by himself, the lonesome wolf in this series. He hasn't had much to say. He has 0 eliminations so far, just 1 elimination across the board for these teams as eSports flies in and out of the Storm Circle. And this is where that Storm Circle does so much damage. I don't know what eSports is doing. He has 8 health left, but that shield may have just saved him as he popped. Thought about using the med kit. Thought about it, but he's gonna pop that slurp shield. That slurp juice may have just helped him out. eSporters all by himself, just in that slowly boxing area as his health just climbs back up to where it was before. Uses the wings and he gets absolutely blasted. All of his shield gone. Tries to fly through the air. Does loop, but he is gonna get so much damage. Down to 31 health, he just escapes. Has the med kit himself. But the question is, can it pay off? The winner group also done. He is also knocked down. And there he goes again. It's down to D-double-O-G. Tries to fake him out, but there he goes. Down to 6 teams. Down to the final 5 teams we go, ladies and gentlemen. Down to 4 teams. My goodness, eliminations coming in left and right. Timmy says, looking to avenge his loss as Jurg with the fast build. Tries to catch his opponent off guard. The fast build goes to R8ers. R8ers can't get it in the time. R8ers doing a bit of damage. Down to 29 health. Excuse me, not 29 shield. As Jurg does get the knockdown. And he gets the elimination. We're down to the final 2 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Jurg, Pretty Boy, and Zeffy are the last 3 remaining. They have us. It's so far just a 3v2. It's down to Benny Boy all by himself. Can he do it? It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Timmy says has a bit of the advantage. Has been advantage. Jurg takes a couple damage. Back over to Zeffy. Zeffy. Oh, it's gonna get blasted by Timmy. Timmy once again all by his lonesome. He's all by his lonesome. Just pops the crash kit. Has down to 40 health. He's going to have to pretty much clutch up. Going to have to use the Storm in the time. That Storm chipping away at his health. He does get out of it. Timmy says, with the high ground, Benny Boy chasing right after him. It's so close. Timmy says just trying to evade all he can. The shot! But it's going to get him out of the sky. And Benny Boy and his team are going to get the second game. Oh my goodness. Timmy says, oh, he was so close. The twice he had it, but it was not in the nick of time. Jurg, 16 eliminations. Obviously the MVP, but Benny Boy clutched it up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was an amazing game, too. Congrats to all these players, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to our amazing production Edge, who provided this great, amazing stream. Thank you to VHEL for also providing a great series, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back next week for week 4, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been your host, Kenzo SSW, and I see you all next time. Good night, everybody.